Hi everybody, back for part 2 of our Zoidberg drawing, and I'm going to start up here with his face and kind of refine this a little tiny bit before we move forward. I want to make this line a little bit more curved because these are kind of curvy lines that go like this, curvy line that goes like that. This line isn't as long as the other two sticking up. So I'm going to make that shorter, like that. Okay, and then refine this crazy thing I've got going on here. I don't know what was happening, but more of a smooth line around here, not all jaggedy and crazy looking. Okay, and I'm going to go over this with the Sharpie and make the outline nice and dark for everybody to see, but in the meantime I just wanted to make those little changes. And now I'm going to work on his lobster claws sticking up here. So he's got two curved lines like this. That's the back of his lobster claws, okay? And then it's just a series of little bump kind of lines coming down like that, and then a kind of just a little bit of a small, it's kind of curved but not really super noticeable, just a little line coming down like that. And then his other claw has 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 or 5, 2, 3, 4, and then another little line coming down like that. And then on this one he's got a shirt sleeve that comes around. On this one also shirt sleeve that comes around, and then it goes in like this, and there's a curved kind of line that goes up like that's the arm of his shirt there. But then right above this shirt sleeve there are two little lines kind of sticking out. This one kind of turns into another little bump like that on his claw. That's like his little thumb going behind the fish. So there's like a curved line there, and then there's a fish mouth here that has like a little triangular shape, but the one line on this side goes, oh, let me turn my light on, that's a little bit better. This line on this side goes up a little bit higher, and then it comes up like this and goes around and back down to that line because that's the fish's mouth, okay? And then this line goes up and around and back down the same way, okay? So that's the fish's mouth, and you can erase a little tiny piece of this line that's on the top of the fish here because that's where his eyeball sticks out. Okay, so it's just a rainbow shape there, but it has a curved bottom like that, not straight across. Make it a little tiny bit of a curve, okay? And then a line coming around from that top line there, coming around the bottom of the eye and stopping right about there. You know, little curved line right there, and then another curved line right there for the fish's iris, okay? And we've got a curved line here, and a couple or three kind of curved lines. We're not going to worry about gills and make it all technical and perfect. We're just going to put a few curved lines like that. Then right here, once this line comes past this claw, erase some of our little reference lines there, erase about that much. So we're going to leave a little bit of the line on this side and a little bit of the line on this side past the tip of his claw there, and then we're going to make a big bite mark like this. 1, 2, 3, and then another fourth curve coming up like that. Okay, and then the back of it, we're going to make it look a little bit more 3D. We're going to put a little curve back here. You see I extended that line out just a tiny bit. Little curve right there. Bigger curve right here. And then one more curve going into that second curve that we did. Okay? And then you can extend his neck on down. Now that we know where our bite mark is, now we can put the rest of the neck in there, and we can erase this reference line we had for the actual back of the fish like that, and then make his shirt collar. See, that comes around like that. That's going to come around like that. Okay. And then we've got this claw where that fish goes and where his thumb goes. He's got a pretty big, like a, pincher claw like that. But we're going to finish our fish in there first before we fill in the rest of the claw. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a curve here. Imagine, okay, this is the front end of the fish. So his body would kind of go like this, and then keep going past that claw and to the end of the tail there that we drew in part 1. Okay, now we know where our fish is. Now we can put the rest of our claw in there, and the claw comes down just past where this line is, and then goes into his shirt sleeve, and we can make that shirt sleeve wrap around like that. And we've got a fish fin sticking out here, one of his pectoral fin there. Okay, and then Dr. Zoidberg's jacket comes down and curves out, and then it also, from here, it comes down and kind of goes around here and goes inside that line there. And over here on top of the fish's head, kind of like right where his eyeball ends, we've got a curved line going like that. That's Dr. Zoidberg's shoulder. Okay, and that shoulder line comes down there and hooks on to his arm, and then we've got a fold, like these two lines are the fold where he's got his elbow bent and eating this fish. Okay, so I'm going to finish this shirt sleeve. I made a little bit of a curved line there, and then the shirt sleeve comes down, and then this shirt sleeve is actually behind his jacket, so his jacket comes down like this, and this comes out from behind it like that. A little straight line there and a little curved line there. And I know it's a lot of different lines and they're all in a lot of different places, but with a little bit of practice you can get it, okay? And let's draw a few little scales here on our cartoon fish who just met a pretty horrible fate at the hands of Dr. Zoidberg. Okay, so we've got our unfortunate fish, his claws coming up, his face, he looks totally guilty. We can see what he's done. He's been very bad. And one thing I don't like about my drawing is, well, two things. There's two things. I don't like how this cheek doesn't really line up great with this one up here, and I don't like how thin his neck looks right here. So I can fix both of those things by erasing a little bit of that right there, and that curve used to come way in like that. I'm not gonna make it come in so far. Now his neck is a little bit thicker, okay? And I'm also going to adjust this stuff here, okay? I like this line up here, but I'm really not a big fan of that one. So I'm going to erase. And yeah, I drew a little bit, oopsie, wrinkle. I drew a little bit hard there, but that's okay. I don't really need to make this a gallery exhibit. It's just to show you guys. And I'm going to make this circle. I'm going to imagine there's a big circle there, okay? Then I'm going to bring this line up a little bit. Just a little tiny bit more. And hook on like that. Yes. You see how much better that looks? Okay. So, a lot better refinement there. His head also kind of, if you look at the cartoon, comes out a little bit more than that. It's a little more square, I think, than I have it here. And if the character looks pretty familiar to you, if he looks a little bit like Homer Simpson, that's because Matt Groening is the same artist, same creator of both series, The Simpsons and Futurama, and that's a lot better. It's a lot more of a squarish, kind of an oval shape back there for his head. Okay, so now that we've got all of our main lines, all we need to do now is go over it with our Sharpie and then color, and I'll come back with that in part 3. Okay, thank you for joining me for this second part of Zoidberg, and I will see you in part 3. Thanks a lot, guys.